Hello everyone, welcome to the 5th Annual Interdisciplinary Research Conference. Kicking off our first presentation will be Rebecca Eldridge, speaking on behalf of Reaching the Four Corners Writing Center Space across campus.
Hello everyone. All right. In their 2008 article, After the Idea of a Writing Center, Bouquet and Lerner state, maintaining physical and virtual spaces where students write in the company of other writers, work at the point of their own needs, talk about writing matters and in what context it continues to matter. Although these are not the ideals of writing centers only, they are ideals of writing centers. While not discussing writing center space per se, this statement provokes consideration of writing center space and the lengthy discussions of its importance. Yet, Judith Summerfield, after visiting plush writing centers in the late 1980s, admonishes readers to watch out for all evidence of attempts to break down the gathering of minds. While traditional writing center space can serve a large number of clients, there are students who do not visit a traditional writing center space. Decentralizing writing center services, even on a small university campus with no formal writing across curriculum program, offers added opportunity for inclusivity. Perhaps equally as important, decentralizing the center can enlarge the writing community as faculty directors witness or even participate in the writing center community, rather than both groups existing in two separate cubicles. This session will discuss some current and planned efforts to decentralize the writing center with goals of including previously undeserved students and building faculty relations. As Lewis Z. Smith states, decentralization fosters both independence and collaboration. Decentralization promotes ongoing negotiated communication about ways of communicating. The Center for Writing Excellence is located in the prime area of the school, the library. All disciplines come in contact with the CWE at least once and study at PBA. Muriel Harris writes that anyone walking in an ideal lab quickly notices that it's a lively, active, slightly frenetic place in need of a traffic cop and a bit of straightening up. Ideal writing labs don't threaten or intimidate students by being too quiet, too impersonal, too much like an old-fashioned library. Although small, our writing center does not lack a good conversation. We have many coaches ready to help any and all students who have appointments or wish to walk in. There are 3 writing workstations around the edges of the room, each with a computer and a stack of resources. One desk even has a small betta fish we named Oscar, after Oscar Wilde, of course. We have created a place of rest in this room, even adding a couch and a butterfly chair in one corner of the room to make it cozy. One of our goals has been to make the center as comfortable as possible. We want to make the center feel like home, where clients can come in, rest on the couch, do a little bit of homework before their appointment starts. Although the CWE is housed in a small space, it works to impact many in its influence. The CWE offers a variety of workshops, meetings, and events in order to incorporate students, faculty, and staff. The goal is to be inclusive to everyone and create a community of writers who know that writing is a skill we never master, and that it is about creating better writers and not better writing. Some of the programs include specialized grammar and writing workshops, English second language and athlete workshops, online writing labs, and writing boot camps. As a writing center, we have made sure to offer a variety of programs for a diverse group of students. We strive for inclusivity. By introducing writers at all levels to different kinds of programs, the CWE is able to bring attention to itself as a community rather than some entity far off. We want to create a community of writers helping one another become better writers. The CWE has recently implemented a new online writing lab initiative. Our OWL, as it's called, program allows clients to interact with coaches in an online writing environment. The program lets coaches talk with clients through a chat bar, as well as through an audio and video component. On the screen for both the client and coach to see is the client's paper, where the coach can direct the client to specific lines and paragraphs by using a drawing tool. This function is especially helpful in pointing out recurring issues or themes in a paper. The OWL enables a different form of communication between the client, coach, and writing center. We are able to utilize this platform to make an appointment more comfortable and interactive. After a session is ended, clients can return to any previous moment in the appointment to review what was covered. The CWE's online session system allows many technological comfortable clients to participate in a familiar platform to work on their writing. We also host grammar and paper writing workshops for undergraduate and graduate writers. One scholar, Judith Summerfield, writes that a genuine workshop is one that builds a community of writers, readers, listeners, talkers, thinkers, who are encouraged to understand how they write as individuals, but equally important as members of a community. The true workshop approach inquires into the mind working in society. The CWE's workshops expand on common problems found within papers. Coaches have the ability to step up into a leadership position, and clients have the ability to learn about writing within a group. This is a comfortable space as students are teaching students. Clients can ask as many questions as they want or need in order to understand the topic fully. This also allows the clients to work on examples of the problem right there to solidify the lesson. These are not mandatory for CWE clients, but there are some composition courses that do make attending one or two of these mandatory. Workshops are a further extension of communication between the Writing Center and potential clients too. Through these workshops, the CWE can show problems all writers face, and the clients in turn can become more aware of the significance and importance of the Writing Center. Another program we offer is something called the Writing Boot Camp. Almost every Sunday evening, writers convene together in a room in the library dedicated to writing only. These specialized workshops encourage all writers at all writing stages to come in and devote an hour or two to their paper. These are usually, there are usually two coaches from the CWE who oversee this session, make sure that the noise level is kept to a minimum, and they answer any related questions to writing. Writing Boot Camp gives the writer a chance to devote time to their paper in a space of little interruption or distraction. The time also gives the writer a chance to be in the company of other writers. This also helps building in community and in enforcing the idea that writing is something social rather than something that is strictly individualistic. Jeffrey Chase argues that writing is a social activity as well. He writes, "When we sit down to write, we stretch beyond our individuality and bring into the social realm our own thoughts, feelings, and ideas. Even in these moments when we sit by ourselves in front of a blank piece of paper, we are not alone. We sit there and we write because at some level, we are aware that we are social beings and we want to make contact with others." Writing is not the solitary activity it seems when beginning a first draft. The CWE wants to press the importance of community in writing. We have also recently implemented the English Language Learners Group, it's a mouthful, in order to interact with clients whose first language may not be English. This group goes over topics ranging from grammar rules to academic writing to familiar language clients may not be used to in the English language. The group invites students, faculty, and staff to participate in the conversation. Implementing this group has allowed the CWE to interact with second language learners in a new and inviting way. Not only can the group get into some of the common grammar and writing errors coaches find in appointments with second language learners, but second language learners can see that they are welcome to come to the CW anytime and we are willing to help. The CWE is willing and excited to help students at any level of the writing process, and this is just one more step in including all writers. The CWE has found many avenues in which to connect with students. However, we strive to have better communication, especially with professors and staff. One suggestion that has become clear in researching Writing Center inclusivity is creating workshops and meetings in which the Writing Center can sit down with professors and discuss professors' expectations in writing. For instance, the Decentralized Writing Program at the University of Massachusetts at Boston offers a program that gathers together faculty and tutors, writing assignments and student essays from many departments. It then transmits these collaborators' experiences, and disseminates contemporary theory and research composition. By both gathering and distributing, the decentralized tutoring program nurtures communal discourse on composition. This specific one-on-one collaboration with faculty and the Writing Center will ensure that not only teachers' assignments requirements are fulfilled, but that the teachers are gaining insight as to how the Writing Center works. Ray Wallace implemented a similar process in his Writing Center. He urges that Writing Centers train new tutors in these discipline-specific areas, as well as in all tutoring techniques. He writes that new tutors attend workshops with selected members of the writing faculty to discuss various aspects of the composing process and tutoring techniques. In the second hour, the discipline professors meet in the small groups with the tutors to explain future assignments, tutoring problems, course materials, and pertinent goals. While it is not realistic to expect that every professor would be willing to sit down with the Writing Center, it is, however, plausible to do this. In one-on-one sessions, professors from all disciplines are given the opportunity to share their coursework they often assign and the typical writing problems they come across in student writing. While this does seem more like specialized attention to disciplines, expanding the Writing Center into other disciplines will allow the writing coach to interact with new types of papers and students. The writing coach and the discipline professor must have more communication during this process, which will thus further connection across all disciplines. In these tutoring sessions, it would be helpful for professors to provide examples of effective papers, style sheets, documentation formats, and copies of each assignment question, and in turn, the Writing Center will have those files on hand for future appointments. Both the professor and writing coach must take an active interest in this process in order to work across curriculum and to effectively prepare for writing in all areas of discipline. The more the Writing Center works to expand, the more the borders are broken. In attempting to further connect with professors and staff, it is also important to consider the entire writing across curriculum strategy. As a Writing Center, we want to express our versatility and ability to help students from all disciplines. Our Writing Center is not just for students in composition, English, or humanities courses. Rather, we want to work with all. The CWE has partnered previously with business professors to encourage business majors to come into the center for help. We've created specialized tip sheets for these students so that we may look at them for further use and tips when in an appointment. We have also been able to work with nursing students on case study papers throughout the semester as well. However, there are still other departments we have yet to partner with. In order to bridge this gap, it is important for the Writing Center and especially the coaches to enter into these classrooms. Writers Covington, Brown, and Blank in their article, An Alternative Approach to Writing Across the Curriculum, write that, if the concept of writing across the curriculum is to have any meaning, writing centers must provide specific help for students in a variety of disciplines. Professors in these disciplines can help by providing appropriate assignments in their own classes, but the impetus for this kind of activity must come from those most committed to writing as a profession. These authors suggest that a writing teacher be placed in each department, which especially worked for their program at the larger university in the School of Engineering at North Carolina State. While this may be possible for larger universities, it might not be attainable in a small private school. However, we can still implement that idea. If writing coaches were to be strategically placed within many of the departments on campus, this could facilitate greater community among those disciplines who rarely walk into the Writing Center's doors. The CWE has already taken measures to ensure that many of PBA's disciplines are covered in the Writing Center itself by hiring coaches from all disciplines. While we do advertise each coach's area of study on our website, it is important for the Writing Center to place those students in the departments, maybe a day or two out of the week, just so that we're there and making a presence. Like the English Language Learners Program, the writing coaches would be able to help students without an appointment. This would further the development of the writing community, which we strive to have on campus. The Center for Writing Excellence wants to make the Writing Center more of a community at Palm Beach Atlantic. We are not just a service. We strive to be a place where clients can discuss and face their fears about writing. We want to be a place where we can turn those fears around into strengths. Writing is a skill we can never master, but it is something we can definitely work at. The goal is not to make better writing, but better writers. By encouraging communication in various workshops, writing events, and by implementing new ideas within the Writing Center space, the Writing Center can indeed achieve these goals. Thank you. Any questions or even suggestions to help expand the Writing Center space across campus? Yes.
How long have you been working there?
I think it's been going on 3.5 years now. So I've been there a while. Yes.
What's the best way to find out about the upcoming events? Are they on the website, or is it better to look through Facebook?
Yeah, we generally do put them on the website. It might be best to look at the Facebook page and the Twitter page for upcoming events. If those aren't up, we do have posters that we do occasionally put up. So yeah, we are definitely trying to make sure we're keeping up with updating everybody on events that we do host.
I work here in the library, so I know a lot of times people lost their seat into it, and so I want to make sure I know where to send them.
Yes.
And the English language learners, is that just for students, or is it open to the community as well?
I'm not sure we opened it up to the entire community. That is a good suggestion that I will pose to Lisa Marzano. But yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Do you have, you mentioned the nurse business and nursing with tutors, you know, specifically involved in those schools. Do you have like a next one that you're trying to do?
Right. I think right now we're trying to work with the psychology department. We've been working with a couple professors and getting some assignments that they consider high quality and making sure that we have those on hand. So yeah, we're working into other departments at the moment. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have some kind of strategic plan to do your decentralization, because space is an issue on our campus right now?
Right. Yeah. I mean, we don't have any formal plans. However, we're always generating ideas. Right now, we're actually working on trying to get into, I know it's not on campus, but we're trying to get into high schools around the area, just trying to get off campus and bring awareness to the fact that we do need writing centers. Yeah, we've been discussing a few things on campus, but no formal plans as of yet. But yeah.
I know that, like, I have a tutor from the Writing Center embedded in my Composition 2 class this
Right.
semester. So that's, you know, one of those things that takes it out of the Writing Center, because I still want my students to go. I still want to encourage them to go to the Writing Center. But on a lot of days when we're doing workshop type activities in class, that tutor is just already there.
Mm-hmm.
And so my students have really gotten to know her. She knows exactly what the assignment is, what to expect, you know, all those things. So I think that for these students, it's just been a really helpful thing. Even if they go to the Writing Center and they have an appointment with a different tutor, it just somehow makes it easier for them to make the decision that they're going to go, because they already have this experience of being helped during class.
Right. Thank you.
I have worked with Ms. Marzano several semesters with the writing coaches who are in training,
Mm-hmm.
and they would come to my Comp 1 class about 3 times a semester on peer editing days and help with that. So it tended to be pretty intense reading and marking papers, not so much interaction, but that kind of thing as an offering to faculty would encourage drafting, because they wouldn't necessarily have to read all of the drafts, and it also provides a kind of a you know, a jump into the deep water for the coaches to see if they really like this.
Yeah. Yeah. We've been trying to get more of our current coaches to get into the comp classes too. I know we've been a little bit reluctant, probably just because we don't know what to expect going into it, but I'm glad to hear this good feedback, and I will definitely be passing this on, because it does seem like a really good opportunity to get into the classrooms and really get to know the students before they even come into the Writing Center itself.
Is there any research on, or cautionary tales on the dangers of decentralization, or the pitfalls, or what to look out for? I like just the word decentralized center.
Yes. Yeah. Ironic, yeah. I haven't personally come across any. I know that there is research out there. Obviously, there's going to be some issues with the potential disconnect between tutors and what they're expected to do and what the Writing Center professional is supposed to be doing. So it's just like this learning curve that we need to go through personally, I think, and making sure that we're decentralizing properly. But yeah, that is something that we should probably be looking into more, the dangers of decentralization as well. I know that in one of the papers I read, that the plush writing centers, the too homey writing centers may be also dangerous in that they get too comfortable and don't respect it as an environment also that you are learning grammar and writing. So it's this weird balance that we have to have, but hopefully we've done a well enough job at it.
Can you talk a little bit more about the Sunday evening boot camp?
Yes. Those sessions, we have a good number of students that come in regularly, and we just sit them down at computers. Actually, it's in the room right below us. We sit them down, and we don't say that they have to work on writing assignments, but we would prefer if they worked on writing assignments. And we just tell them to go. We make sure that nobody is playing music out loud. It's not like boot camp. We don't like strictly enforce time limits or anything, but it's just something that we can get students organized into one room where everybody is typing and you're in this community of ideas that you may not get if you're sitting in your dorm alone at night writing a paper that's probably due the next day. But we're still working on getting that started up. I think we just started it this year. So we're working on making sure that's run as good as it can be. Okay. Any other suggestions or questions? Anything I can make clear? All right. Thank you so much for coming.